The first building on the southeast corner of Division and Fifth, the site now occupied by Grundy's, was the wooden Jenkins House and Tavern. Herman Jenkins built the hotel in 1856. It burned in 1867 and was replaced a year later with the Scofield building. John Scofield was a doctor as well as a minister. He and his family moved to Northfield after the Civil War, and he became the first doctor in town and the first one in Rice County. He built the building to serve as a drugstore for his patients. Like several other buildings constructed around this time, the Scriver building and the Buraker building, the Scofield building was originally limestone. It's a relatively small one due to the shape of its lot. It originally had a narrow front on Division and a long side on Fifth. You can see that in this bird's-eye view from 1888 that shows the building and its wooden neighbours on Division. The three brick buildings you now see next to the Scofield were built in 1907, 1908, and in the 1920s. Scofield's drugstore occupied the first floor, and a printing shop was upstairs. In 1878, a fire started in the printing shop and likely destroyed most of the building. Scofield's wife, who had been urging John to purchase fire insurance on the building, he did, said that the next morning nothing was standing but the stone walls. Scofield rebuilt, using brick and cast iron this time. He also added a sheet metal cornice, the proper thing to do at the time to establish your building as a respectable business. Now only the word store remains, but originally it read 1878 Drug Store. The local paper commented, "That cornice is a thing of beauty, and may be a joy forever." One of the distinctive features of the Scofield building, added when it was rebuilt, is its corner doorway. This made sense given the narrowness of the building, but it also provided an inviting entrance accented by cast-iron Corinthian columns. Originally, these columns continued up the face of the second floor and supported the sheet metal cornice. A variety of businesses, the drugstore, a shoe store, and a grocery store, occupied the ground floor over the years. The upstairs served as a roadhouse or rooming house for a time. Finally, in 1942, Grundy's Corner Bar opened. It has occupied the building since then. You've been standing in front of the Buraker building. If you'll cross the street, I'll tell you more about its history in Part 3 of this podcast.